Alright y'all, I apologize, the next few videos might be kind of quick because I have like 4 reviews left to do and I'm running out of time and I just need to knock them out. Why I decided to review every single Marvel movie in like 3 days before the movie comes out, I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. To all of you who encouraged me to do this, you're dead to me. Just kidding, this was totally my idea. But maybe just like give me a heads up next time, be like, hey Steph, I don't know if you could actually do this realistically. But I'm gonna do it. I'm in too deep and I said I was gonna do it, so I'm gonna do it and it's fine. So let's get to it. If you missed it, my last review was Iron Man 3, which makes the next review that I'm doing today Thor: The Dark World. The second movie of Phase 2, the second Thor movie, and probably the worst movie in the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe. We're just gonna start with that. We're gonna start strong. This movie is bad. This movie is just... This is what happens when you have a cast of great, very interesting characters and a plot that just sucks. Like, no matter how cool your characters are and how great they are and how fun they are, they can't carry a movie with a shitty plot. They just can't. I kind of feel like Iron Man 3 suffered from the same thing. Like, Phase 2, you're not starting off strong, man. You're not doing so hot. It's just a messy, complicated fantasy space odyssey that doesn't make a lot of sense, and plot is just not that interesting. I mean, I feel like expectations have been risen at this point. Like, we've gone through a lot of movies, we've had some great ones, we've had the Avengers, so how do you follow that? I feel like that's what this movie and Iron Man 3 suffered from, because it was like, oh, okay, now we're going back to smaller movies about one hero instead of everyone. And they suffered from that because they didn't really know what to do at that point. And it was like too soon in Phase 2 to like build up to the next big thing. It's all very slow build for the next several movies. And I feel like this is kind of the time when we just became really oversaturated with comic book movies. Like, I feel like this is the moment where people started to think like, I'm over it. And like, this is when people started to stop caring so much about comic book movies, and so many of them were coming out and being announced that people were just like kind of picking and choosing the ones they wanted to see. Also, a lot of people didn't really like the first Thor movie, so when this came out no one was like super jazzed about it. And to be honest, it's a boring, complicated, unnecessary film. The writing is sloppy, it has some really forced jokes that do not land, it has some really dull moments, it drags, the pacing of this movie is not good. I didn't enjoy it, which sucks because I really did. I loved the first Thor movie, and seeing this movie after that movie was just depressing because it's just not good. And it's honestly just a very forgettable film, and thankfully it's kind of redeemed itself with Thor Ragnarok, which was great, which I've already reviewed if you want to watch that. But I think we could just scrap this movie and nothing would change. Nothing in the overarching plot of the MCU would change. It would not be affected by this movie because it doesn't do anything and it's stupid. Plus it's like all about Jane. Like, Jane gets infected or cursed or whatever, and Thor is just trying to save her life, and I just never really got their love story. Like, even in the first Thor movie, it wasn't really that strong, and she wasn't really that important to me. We do see one of the Infinity Stones in this movie, the Aether, aka the Reality Stone, so that's important. That is pretty much the only takeaway, the only good takeaway from this movie is that we get another Infinity Stone. But, yep, that's pretty much it. I would give this movie a 3 out of 5, maybe even lower, maybe a 2.5. It's, very forgettable, unfortunately. So yeah, that's my review of Thor: The Dark World, and let me know what you guys thought of this movie.